Alright, so let's go. Here we go. Into the mystical, magical world of Colonel Sanders' dating simulator. Whoa! Let's go. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you could wake up now! 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 Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Sorry. You throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever, or smack that clock up and at him. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wonder, who will be there? What would you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by, and you find your imagination getting away from you. You need to take this seriously. Cooking time. You need to be prepared and serious and focused for your schooling. You allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. Stay dream. It's here. Finally, your first day of culinary school. So many dishes to prepare. So many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with possibilities when you realize you're running late. You grab a biscuit and burst out the door in a hurry. Delicious. Just what you needed to wake up those taste buds. Yikes! You're in such a hurry, in fact, that you forgot to put on any deodorant before you're running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Will Chan! Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Oh my good lord, that was terrible. Actually, because I sure am. Excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Graced by MasterChef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you are the most loving and caring person I know. You're going to do great! Both University of Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl. Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should you give her a pep talk, or change the subject to give her some relief? Give her a pep talk. Remember last month when we saw that fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? The lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know, she looked spooky, but she was so sweet. She told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy-looking tower, and the other card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit? I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time we'll be graduating, and you'll be lighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Can you believe I cut them myself? You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Before I can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom-engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but she can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Will Chan's shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. Ugh, can't even stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man-Man. has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Ahem, Van Van! You rang rang? Never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe just hire us as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers! So I need to be more cocky when I'm doing Van Van's voice. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's more like it. I think you mean thank you? My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Wilshan, so... Oh, crap. Hi, Pop. I'm Wilshan, so... Are you gonna make me hold the store all day? Nope. Oh, good lord. Nope. Yeah, well, yeah. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kinda cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium in front of the class. Adorable! Now, quiet down, everyone! Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof! What? A cute dog? Is that Professor? This is the best school ever! I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then, he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him. If it isn't my favorite student, Harold. Colonel Sandals interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish the sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be Sweaty Sweatsalot. Maybe we should open that window back up before Faucet Pitts melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. I'm back, sorry. Brother interrupted. Maybe we should open that window back up before Faucet Pitts melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. That was terrible. Hold on just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like this. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all your really weird insults? Besides, when Wilchan sweats, it's not gross, it's beautiful. Look at that shimmer. You turn to find Colonel Sanders standing right in front of you. Colonel Sanders, beautiful angel that he is, stands before you, smiling gently, his hand outstretched. Boy, howdy! This classroom gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Please, use my handkerchief. You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you about how sweaty you look? You're completely mortified. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? How will you ever respond? Take the handkerchief or refuse the handkerchief? I take it. You stretch out your hand and Colonel Sanders places a fine silk handkerchief in it. It's so beautiful you hesitate to press it to your face. But when you do, the feeling is transcendent. It has this natural scent on it. It smells of the most delicious chicken you've ever smelled. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood, there might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your spokes and compete in the bloom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really missed. Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in the school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referring, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Bzzzt. Whir. The class bursts into laughter. Oh goodness, my throat gets hoarse very quickly. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal! Sprinkles walks into the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When it gets to you, he lifts his nose in the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You never heard a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up. Ah, crap. I clicked the wrong button. You reach beneath your apron and return with a rubber ball in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. You toss the ball and he bounds after it, grabbing it in his mouth and swinging it from side to side before dropping it. The thrill passes quickly. It's not quite clear if you've endeared you to him or not. It's not clear if that endeared you to him or not. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare your minds. Oh crap! Yeah, I messed some stuff up. I'll go back a bit. Oh, let me start over. I'll just skip through most of this. And I'll just edit. Yep, editing's fine. I like editing. Let's edit through most of this. Let's just... You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. But what kind? A beef treat, a rubber ball, or a chicken snack? Well, in the name of KFC, let's go with chicken snack. You reach beneath your apron and return with the chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite. Well, well, well. I think there might be some competition for a new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only two options remain. Hey, Will-chan, there's still a seat here! It seems that no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested. Two good options, but which way you choose? Now, trying to court Colonel Sanders, obviously you'll sit next to the Colonel. You move to take your seat by the Colonel. It appears he brought no books, pens, nor pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident in his desire to learn. Thanks for offering me the seat. I've only had two rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you'll ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. That's so inspiring. A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast. It's time for a pop quiz. Yay, a quiz about me. This is incredibly important and a surprisingly short quiz. And this incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharp. Here comes question 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely. Looking at you, Pop. That's right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to feather. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? A comically oversized fork, a meat tenderizer, or the obvious choice of a spork? That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? Camel meat, a pancake that looks like a silly face, or anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt? Well, that's right again. Is Sprinkles a good boy? No. Oh, who could pick no? Sprinkles is the bestest of boys. Yes. He's a talking dog that teaches at a culinary school. He's the best boy, obviously. That's right. Your total score is perfect score, 5 out of 5. Wow, be honest, did you cheat? You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Hot diggity, Will Chan. You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points for that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, Howdy, folks! I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. Woo! Clap, clap, clap. Yeah, woo! Woo! Yeah! But, Shh! Lunch, lunch, lunch. She said shh. In honor of the new semester, I've prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Auntie Nasally. Indeed, that smell? You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but what the rumor is true is this! Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled the bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating! For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. That's all I'll say about that. What, you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw! Nah, but dude, nah. I'm just, drafting my last will and testament, in case, one of those ingredients is, poison. Got him. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry a chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to the colonel's. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame, and with cooking skills like this, she wants them all to herself. Correction. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants them all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van, the man, he don't want any. I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing! Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Do you focus your mind and meditate on this moment? Try to identify every flavor. Do you swim towards the light or savor the moment and everything it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart? Savor the moment. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy! And then with the flavors, you feel something all like been described as love. For a man, for a flavor, are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach the Colonel. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef? What exactly was on that chicken? Huh? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors. They'll make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time. So I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. It's no big deal. It's just you and me talking. I mean, it's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learn to be fun? You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Huh? Wow, you'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. Think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. When you're together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Do you nag him to show your own strength? Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. But be modest but thoughtful. Now, nagging just seems kind of self-focused, and wowing him with a new ingredient seems like you're insulting his recipe. Just be modest and be thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. I've got its attention. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery. It was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Wilton. I'm sure it'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not gonna blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're gonna earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we will be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of 2, that is. Me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner? Sure, Wilshire. I'll prepare a station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. 2 different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep boop. Bzzz. Oh my, 2 potential partners? I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Clank. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partner with Clank today. It's okay, I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Whoop, whoop, whoop! Hold on there, fella. We didn't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Bzzzt. Tissue? I already know you. Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your home cooking classwork. Alright, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef's an island. Takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes and gravy? I couldn't imagine one without the other. And push it out. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business, and you'd better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call for me? No, wait. Aw, no, geez, Van Van. While I'm over here crushing Will Chan's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van Van, are you working in a quartet instead of duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Will Chan was struggling, so we offered to give him a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was gonna say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Huh? Doubt it. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel, hunk of hunks, in your time of need. I'm here to learn and express myself via my cuisine, not bicker with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of the class, so let's all respect the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders and Colonel chose me. Isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements, from contracts to handshakes. I took on Will Chan as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Will Chan's natural talent or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles and hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well, while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds the spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but it doesn't immediately let go. Two of you stand, holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together you dig the utensil into mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, Filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van Van, do something! Do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he hides. He slinks away. Sprinkles suddenly appears. Hold on right there, Wilchan. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Pop, can I has potato face? Van Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty. Braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on a battle axe forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late, it has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being sloped up in Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class is gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They're as motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against all poisons. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like for real? Oh, come on! You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know, they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me of why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Wilchan? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there! There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef in the world. The greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working towards that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you. Shut up! I'm the one who just say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. Spork Monster appears. The Spork Monster is here to fight a hero. Silence. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds! How dare you threaten me as I was letting my guard down and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be very afraid of me, because I am this monster. See? Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just coincidence? Before we can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Attack or defend? Attack. Decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. It just got real. The attack really upset Sporkmonster. Sporkmonster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. You choose to defend. You decide to defend. What defense will you use? Trepidation. You continue to stay back and endure whatever will come your way. Seems like an odd defense, but whatever. Sporkmonster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from the Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Defend. You decide to defend. What defense will you use? Buff up. You decide you draw energy into your arms. Thinking back on all of the stirring you did in the kitchen as a child, your muscles go super swollen. You're ready to take on anything. Sporkmonster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble. They go on the attack again. Sporkmonster uses Ulti Tinsel. You take 2 damage from the attack. You take much more damage. You're not going to survive the battle. Choose to attack. Chow down. Chow down does 2 damage, a powerful blow. Sporkmonster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who's gonna have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Sporkmonster prepares for its ultimate attack, Rounded Edge. Colonel Sanders cuts in, Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot Pie Power Pinch! Pot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Sporkmonster is defeated. You saved me! An injured Sporkmonster spews steam into the night. Forget mercy. Finish him! Spare this wretched beast. You manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul, who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Begone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back like you said. The Sporkmonster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection it is so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borgo. Borgo. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely drained. The world around you begins to fade away, without any energy to keep your eyes open. Darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you are together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. You're awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was the secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusted you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the Sporkmonster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to. And he's also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, you're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Ah, sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that even Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, he's not. Well, if he's not to me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Excuse me. You bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? I'm getting hiccups. Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacationing with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. Oh, this can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. This man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from a super duper rare dried flower petals. And if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice, he even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both show an interest in cooking, so we stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet you would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Santa's secret recipe. And besides, I'm the only one. I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, please, please! It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or tell you bestie? Tell her the ingredient that Colonel Sanders told you, or make up a fake ingredient. You can really think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know. How about it was Eye of Newt? I know it sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt. Wow. Her eyes light up, imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity for now and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's the Colonel, isn't it? It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. To stand back and admire his majestic glory run to him. Stand back. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on his rear, sending it running free into the countryside. You were so struck by the sight of him that you lose the ability to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful beaut you have! What a horseful beaut you have! Dang it, that's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, Wilchan just gets really nervous around people they like. What? This is not helping. They had food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. With that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van, are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with strict ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. You try and get a peek of Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Tell him to stop acting immature, act like you're not interested in him, secretly try to get a closer look. You immediately address the rivals now for their immature behavior. Culinary schools should be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules. I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ain't you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes penance. It doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after you encountered with the Spork Monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You know, so they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing. Before you can dig any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts! Hey, you watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzzzt. Womp! Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp! No, your mother was a stand mixer. Bzzzt. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders! These crazed men are about to come to blows! I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Well, don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson? Truly, you do. Which is why in 1976, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a chicken was the first to put its name down. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Will Chan, naturally this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? A dog biscuit, a shimmering pepper, or a glass of water? A glass of water. You grab the glass of water and gulp it down. It's cool and crisp, like the purest snow melted by a mountain spring. Hey, that was mine! It was from my favorite toilet. You owe me $6. And you've got excellent taste. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure I'll forgive you. Someday? Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, cafeteria lights dim. And your arrivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared. We had timed cook-off. We had timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Demand they stop wasting everyone's time, or shut up, or step up and tell them you're on. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Fool! Good one, Van Van. I like your gumption, Will Chan. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sports court. Finally, a little sense. He breathed a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer! A huge red light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, timer ready. That's what I'm talking about! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solid foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone's wondering. Hope is a message that lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my time to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken and you made his mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? 100 degrees Celsius. That's right. Don't you've even gone into school without knowing that. When it gets to rub my furry belly, let that enticing offer motivate you. You're gonna need this to season this chicken. Don't know. You have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he say he used? 11. That's right. There's tail wagging his face. Know that you've got some basic steps going. It's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the best flavor? Gratitude. That's right. You must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you come from. Every day you meditate on his face and draw energy from that place. A small town where big dreams are born. That's right. This is your shot, and you're not going to miss it. You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Silence. That's right. When they taste your cooking, they'll be so taken with it that they're unable to speak. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Will-chan. He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now I can think about is Colonel Sanders. How beautiful grave would take to fill Colonel Sanders' face with a kiss. What are you thinking? Get your mind back in the competition. Grrr. You're stranded on a desert island with only one dessert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Trying to be focused on the challenge, you're failing behind. Sorry, I forget the equation. It's a gondola. What does that have to do with spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? Wolf! Wolf! Ruff! Ruff! You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough in a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Ah! Yikes! Zzz. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. Or you might not have any hands, but Will-chan does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know whether it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get fired by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand in the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Will-chan, no! But you're not fast enough and your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now! This battle is over! It can't be! I'm so close to finishing my dish! Sweetheart, look at your hand! You simply can't go on! Oh, it's too bad. Here I am with a completed dish, ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Will-chan's injury. You see, Sprinkles began to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I am the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you see a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Will-chan to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring the creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me a strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours hot chocolate sauce on the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients inside, hidden within. Inside, you find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry jelly. I don't know how to pronounce it. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you, hee. As he places a sauce-covered finger onto his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache, and you internalize the rage you feel. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash. They fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried eyebrow, you run for the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. They won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser and not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure. I was born that way. But I've walked in other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite in him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. It's the Spork monster, battle-scarred from the night before. You prepare for the worst. Borko? It is I! I know you said I wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say that I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Oh, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hurt feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. I also wanted to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a lot of pressure on put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to the school. I wasn't always a spork monster, you see. I don't believe it. You were a human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student, until one day some mean kids with a magic spell book cast a dark enchant on me, and I was forever transformed. A magic spell book? Precisely! I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, for I will be there. Sounds like there's some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. We'll chant. Together, I'm sure, together we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping aside Sanders' home, surrounded by his thighs, you start to feel a special bond with him. Your things, not thighs, dear lord. Surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Surrounded by his thighs. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, and never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. But there is something, it's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy, both perhaps. And I've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it a secret just for you? So reveal it. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in headfirst. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' luxe hideaway. Magnificent! Together you chow down to the creamy slaw till just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. Realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items you can look at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. urn. Take a closer look at a large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plague on it. It's dusty. But when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. It's nice. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of student pops up. "Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death?" "Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you?" "I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something?" You open the window a crack and the ghost of student is swept out with a breeze. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. You notice a note clipped to the chicken's foot. It reads, "The true state of the bird, the true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Tap on it. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of a comb. Upon further inspection, you realize the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, it's made of actual spun silver. A scented candle, you pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? A piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of '69? No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's... One of the framed photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be choosing them. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. "I wonder who my friend Pete is." An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that seems to be raving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face logo of the company they founded, am I right? The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. Tap. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared something style? Can't read it. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. Give yourself a deep hug, breathing in its scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before we can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. "I don't usually loan these out, but I must say, it does look good on you." "Oh crap, the jacket!" You decide now is your moment to make a big move. You tell him you're cold, or you fess up and tell the truth. You confess, "I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams." Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you a pause. You stop yourself. "Colonel?" "Yes, Will-chan? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow." You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. Zzz. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret you just learned about. In some jurisdictions, it isn't even legal. But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. "Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up." It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on journeys. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. "So, would you say we're a perfect match?" "How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest to cookery? Greatest gift to cookery?" To flatter him. "You know, I think we might make a great team." A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. "And we, with the right business partner, partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner, could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings. You're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. You need to be, yeah, missed it, whatever. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you, so I got worried that something has happened to you. It's okay, I was just... But now that it turns out you're fine, I can actually get up your speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but... You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course I told him you'd better keep your dial turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But I was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me, so I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving as that's a typical first date to do with the talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not entirely sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell you the whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection was wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus with school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, then you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because you know he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds so delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a talk and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too. Why'd you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school? There's that horse of that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Will Chan, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Moonshine, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail from winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Will-chan, I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you can tell me more of your thoughts when we go to class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Will-chan. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself with how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping the pages. Whoa, is that a book? Or that's that book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use a spell here that says it would erase anyone I chose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else? Not good in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger. Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. You cast the food in a spell or don't do it all? You don't. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Sprinkle stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel clearly perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You'd better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again! After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in the hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Wilchon, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before we can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by words. I told you to save it for after class. Bzz, bzz. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. Whirr! But no, you had to show off your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan. J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzzz, bzzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Beep, whirr. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain, or off a cliff for all I care. Beep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. Bzzz. No amount of seasoning is gonna make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where that came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate, but we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition, Showdown Challenge Exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. Before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay? I'm so mad I could smash a tiny little mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa across the room. How could he embarrass me in a class like that, in front of everyone? Your tiny Coco is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you are gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's gonna be a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears off her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm gonna make a very special soup. And I bet the professor dog is gonna love it up. While you're prep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend the time for the exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it. The location of your final challenges. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. and a chance to beat the pants off Van Van, the supposed madman, and his evil counterpart Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on, Will Chan's famous chicken pot pie. After prepping for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Will Chan, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success, looking at my station and picturing victory. Pot pie is began to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping here you were cooking something delicious. You usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decided this time to put your cooking above your romantic desires. That decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Ignore it like there's no sound at all, or fess up about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You know, as a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. My nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a helping of TLC, but it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. Step of the cook-off in a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes for their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, registered trademark fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts to fill up. Starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters this chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, blaster. Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid! As Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clank gets in on it. 5-hour pressure point chicken cooking technique! Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity as foretold. We mustn't let it happen or appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Crank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frankly prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she gonna use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? No, we're doing this the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders seems to be chosen to win a term. He gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Will Chan. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Will Chan. Since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You notice a station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses in a handful of spices into your boiling noodles. It's a secret ingredient. I wish she doesn't know the evil land secret ingredient was made up. Where in the world did you get I have newt from? The boiling pot explodes and sends Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your weary eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve, wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spork monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. Supposed to say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve. I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster knows you got the
Grimoire stashed beneath the cooking station. See what you up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh? You guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country, you can feel Spork Monster riding up to tell a very long and involved story. You didn't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should just watch from stand still and just focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during a scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this extra huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Obviously, we ain't dropping out, so let's summon the extra power from deep within ourselves. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been prepping for their entire lives for. Yes, Will-chan, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power as you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds are preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie were cooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Will-chan. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I have been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. I've managed to make us mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass our individual efforts. I was suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union. Time's up, students. That time expired is the moment everyone's been waiting for. You must now present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. Seems to be missing some students. Pop, clank. From off screen, you hear a pure innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying. It sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how we didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks. Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature word, beep, or other omniponia. Well, there's none. Somebody must have gotten unplugged. Well, we'll have to figure that out later. That only leaves 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Ah, yes, it's been a long semester. Wow, these 3 days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. I'll describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles and a savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Narutomaki I spy afloat its itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please, call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. This is a test. Okay, so you can hear me. Good. Alright, sorry, my mic was too far away. I was worried you couldn't hear me. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than Thimble's worth of soup. A plus.
Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Achan, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard and axe hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second different color type of urchin? Yes, sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand, doesn't it look cool? Sniffles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof, woof. Please be gentle on my cuisine. Grrr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Fan does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount sympathy. For forcing us to enjoy a swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk, get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student. Actually, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight and light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school. Got toast in your ears or something? Well, John, I told you it's a display piece. Actually, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to a college of eating school for the hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If food cannot be eaten, it cannot be punished. You are disqualified. Grey Joe takes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. With that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me, either. If the class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. Two chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a little drummer place. This time I thought I'd seen everything in this kitchen. You gave me this thing, and completely blew me away in my 49 dog years of life. I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even the Van and Ashley are drawn back by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house. Ow, 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 woo! You know, Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist. Who says he can't teach no dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to right the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghost allowed at graduation. It's clear again in the school's bylaws. I never was actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. Now that everyone is together, is the Spork Monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster's no more. From here on out, I'd prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. So the student tries to finish what he says, but Party Monster
keeps interrupting. The dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but Fashawn loved new cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's you arrive late to the drama, but apparently for good reason. Walking across the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. The music of the dance interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my tooth. Oh, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he's come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not just enough to give him a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I don't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? Question mark. Of course not. As everyone feasts on their delicious dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Well, Chad, what are you doing sitting there alone? Oh, no, just waiting for the right person to ask me to a dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, just name a few. Truly is my lucky day. Would you like a dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take off. And I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Will Chen. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I just need to do myself. But who will help you on your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is your best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with this other love? The life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear Will Chad, I'm sure you'll find your place eventually. Along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end.